Hello, my name is Steve Brewer. I'm from the University of Lincoln, and I would like to share with you the outcomes of some research that I and colleagues have completed for the Food Standards Agency. We believe that a safer and a more resilient food supply chain can be enabled with the introduction of a trust framework that defines how data can be securely shared amongst businesses and regulators. We have found examples, notably in the Netherlands, where government leadership has initiated industry-wide solutions that can become self-sustaining over time. Now, the food production supply chain system is a complex network of transactions and information exchanges. At the root of these transactions lies the exchange of data. And in order to address the big challenges that we face, such as food safety, food security, and even climate change, we have to enable better data exchange. Fundamentally, solutions come down to trust. Trust between people, between organisations, systems, countries and regulators. Information and the sharing of information are critical to the execution of these transactions. A trust framework is a mechanism that defines the agreements, the standards and the protocols by which data is created, stored and exchanged. Such trustworthy data can have multiple purposes, incentivised by private and public gain. And we have identified a conceptual model and legal guidelines for enhanced data sharing that suggest a way forward that would be of benefit to all stakeholders in the food production system. We suggest that the optimal way to support this goal is through a trust framework model that enables trustworthy transactions to be executed efficiently and securely between independent businesses and regulators. The conceptual model that we developed is based on three pillars. Governance, by which we mean the legal structures, the agreements that exist between businesses. Operations, the technical mechanisms whereby data is actually exchanged. And the interoperability, the standards and protocols that define the ways in which data can be exchanged. In order to implement all of these, we determined that a governance structure is needed. Not a governance structure to say who can do what and when, but rather a governance of the mechanisms, the agreements that can be used by competing and collaborating businesses and regulators to conduct their business more efficiently. The governance structure would necessarily be two-tier, a supervisory level made up of representatives from the sector who would have a smaller board speaking on their behalf, and a delivery layer, some kind of mechanism which could be a legal entity but does not necessarily have to be, that would handle the day-to-day implementation and the verification of the standards and protocols being used. And it's the interaction between the supervisory layer speaking on behalf of the sector and the delivery layer enforcing this that would lead to success. We've seen examples of this, as I say, in different parts of the world, and we've also seen how MPs, politicians, can play a critical role in initiating funding and nurturing such a solution that would become self-sustaining over time. So we encourage you to look at the trust framework model for data sharing in the food supply chain in order to deliver a safer, more resilient system and also address wider challenges such as climate change. Thank you.